Thank you.
A new peer-reviewed study has found that a 4-day work week improves both physical and mental health while reducing burnout and boosting job satisfaction. Some experts say the federal government's Productivity Roundtable in August could help reframe work from being focused on hours to outcomes. Dr. Libby Sander is from Bond University and joins us now. Good afternoon, Libby.
Good afternoon, Ros.
So tell us about this study, first of all, then. How did researchers assess the impact of a 4-day working week on employees?
It was quite a significant study of over 3,000 employees across over 140 organisations in 6 countries. And so what they did is take a control group of organisations and then this group of 140 companies, and they made an intervention beforehand to say, how can we change perhaps the way we work to get more efficiency? And then they did a 6-month trial looking at the effects of employees working 4 days a week.
Okay, and crucial to the success, though, is that income stays the same for a 4-day week as for a 5-day week, so a worker is still technically full-time.
Exactly, but people are expected to produce the same output, but obviously don't want to work a full 5-day week in 4 days. And so what the trial does is look at where can we get efficiencies, either using things like AI, reducing the number of meetings people are in, emails, writing reports and things like that.
Okay, so tell us more about what happened to rates of productivity when a 4-day work week was implemented, because that, of course, is what employers want to know, isn't it?
So there were significant effects for both health and wellbeing for employees and for business performance. So only 23 companies reported significant data in terms of revenue, but those that did noted a 1.4% increase over the trial in terms of revenue. They also found generally increased productivity, reduced staff turnover, which is a huge cost for organisations, and 32% said this policy had noticeably improved their recruitment as well.
Can you tell us then about the trial and how employers try to streamline work? I guess you mentioned fewer meetings and just less red tape, I guess.
Absolutely. I think while we all think that we are genuinely, Australians work long hours, we're very busy, we're doing a lot of things, there are many things in all businesses that can be done differently, that can be done better. I think most viewers would agree that they spend too long in meetings, that there are meetings that they don't even need to have as a meeting, that perhaps could be an email or done some other way. And there's a lot of what we call busy work in terms of producing reports sometimes that may be written for people who don't read them or who are no longer here. And so we take work and look at how can we design it better to be more effective for both employees and to get the outcomes for organisations that really matter.
That's telling, isn't it, that this kind of extraneous work that we're doing accounts to one full working day?
It is interesting, and I think that everyone would probably agree when you're in the office. There are other things that we're doing. Perhaps we're chatting a lot, we're walking around having coffee, we're doing various things that, the old saying, work sometimes fulfills the time that's available for it to be completed. And while Australians work very hard and work very long hours, there is a lot of inefficiency that, we can always do better in business.
You said we are working long hours. Australia works the longest hours, or among the longest in the world. Is that right? Why is that?
So we're in the bottom third of OECD countries in terms of the hours that we work. So I think a number of factors. Australians are just generally hardworking by nature, but we know there is also research that shows that we're working a lot of unpaid overtime. We don't take our annual leave. We have a lot of accrued annual leave. And I think part of that is that organisations haven't restaffed to the levels that they had before the pandemic. And so there was sort of an idea that, look, we can get away with less staff during this crisis time. And while that might be true for a short period of time, I think not replacing those staff and not resourcing correctly is leading to the really significant rates that we're seeing in terms of burnout and staff stress. And in this trial, 39% of employees experienced less stress and 71% found they had lower burnout. And those are huge costs for society.
And of course, a 4-day working week, Libby, would have to involve a maximum number of hours each day. There'd be no benefit of having a day free if you're squeezing the same number of hours into 4 days, not 5.
Absolutely.
Libby Sander, thank you.
Thanks very much, Ros.